This is almost kind of this next segment's almost an update as well. You were here when we talked about the girl that removed her ribs, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so
yes, that was different.
This is basically a segment on rib remodeling, not rib removal. Rib remodeling, is this trending? Is it painful? Is it risky? And the reason that I brought up this segment is because USA Today actually did a big article about this, which is weird because this is not really a popular surgery whatsoever.
What is rib remodeling compared to like rib removal?
Yeah, excellent. Let's tell you. So rib remodeling is basically where when you make your little incisions on the back where you would cut the ribs to remove them, instead of cutting them to remove them, you basically either cut them or drill holes, and then here, let me do my hands. All right, these are your ribs. So you fracture them so that they bend inwards. Which is.
But what about your organs right there?
Yeah, that's a great question because
the first thing I think of is, do we puncture an organ?
They're definitely at risk. So yeah, I mean that is one of the things that can happen with this. And so, you know, I'd heard of rib removal as kind of like an archaic thing, sort of back like when they used to drill holes in people's heads for like, you know, headaches and stuff. Which, I mean, that doesn't really happen. But, you know, I'm like talking like the caveman.
Sometimes I do feel like my head would feel better if I just drilled a hole.
Drilled a hole, let out the evil spirits.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, you know, rib removal was kind of an archaic surgery that was never really done. And then this girl did it, and I was convinced she went out of the country. But I did mention that, okay, there is a newer procedure that is out there. And then, you know, what is it? 4 months later, USA Today is talking about it. Like, this is not something a lot of people are doing. I did clip the little video, run that video of USA Today, because I clipped it because it was just interesting that they would be talking about this.
People are paying thousands of dollars to surgically reshape their ribs, and it's called rib remodeling. Rib remodeling involves surgically altering the ribs in order to create a more cinched waistline, and it's actually replacing a more dangerous procedure called rib removal, where the lower two ribs or more ribs were removed. Rib remodeling procedures can range in price from $10,000 to $15,000, and the recovery usually takes about 3 months and involves really strict protocol of wearing a very tight corset to make sure that the ribs heal correctly. I asked surgeons why they think that rib remodeling is starting to gain in popularity right now, and they said that there's a few different factors. One is sort of the rise of GLP-1s and more people losing more weight. Basically, as people lose more weight, they become eligible for more procedures, and there's more things that they want to fix.
I'm so confused.
What confused you? I'm here to answer your questions. Why they would do an article about it?
I'm guessing they added the GLP-1 in there just for clicks, but I'm just wondering why that would make you want to remove a rib.
So that's a great question, and I actually have an answer for that.
Remodel your ribs.
And this is just speculation because no one can really answer this for sure, but, you know, with GLP-1s now, and like everyone can get skinny if they want, like this is like the next step. It's like, oh, everyone's skinny, I gotta be skinnier, so I'm gonna remodel my ribs to like make my waist.
I'm feeling very bizarre right now.
It is bizarre, like I agree with you, and we're gonna look at some pictures in a minute, but I don't know, is it weird that USA Today is doing an article about ribs? Yes, that is. I mean, it's just strange, right? It's almost like that the surgeons that they interviewed maybe like paid for it or something, because they interviewed 2 surgeons who do this, and one of them, I think I snagged a photo off his webpage. I'm gonna show it in a minute. But all right, so I'm just gonna go out on the record right now and say I don't like this. I mean, I would never do this surgery, never. And it's not that it's complicated. I mean, I do work with bones all the time. I mean, it's not a complicated surgery at all. There definitely is going to, be a learning curve. And I've never done one of these, although you could probably go somewhere and train. But I don't like it because, one, the recovery for something like this is brutal. I broke one of my ribs one time, like traumatically broke a rib, and it hurt for like months. Yeah. Like for months, like it hurt. And this is basically breaking 4 ribs. Okay, I broke 1 rib and I was like, oh my God, it's the worst pain ever. 4 ribs broken. Everyone talks about how painful it is. I mean, that just to me, like that's right there a huge, huge red flag to this.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any other procedures that you are breaking physical bones to make yourself aesthetically?
Sure. I mean, facial reconstruction.
I guess the nose.
Nasal bone, jaw, chin. I mean, they are out there. I mean, things have become more or less invasive. Like there used to be a surgery where if you wanted a better chin, they would cut the bone and slide it forward and then plate it. And now it's like, well, they just take like a silicone thing and put on your chin to get the same result with a lot less trauma.
Or you could just do a little filler.
But I mean, there are surgeries. You know, what makes the rib surgery more painful is, you know, your rib cage is constantly moving because you're breathing.
Yeah.
And like when you have a broken bone and it's constantly moving, it hurts. It's why we stabilize bones when you fracture them. We stabilize them so they'll heal, but also so that they're not hurting. You're not using it, right? But you can't stop breathing for 3 months, obviously.
I think I'd just rather remove it altogether.
It still would be painful. I don't know. Between the two, this is the better option, the fracturing, than removing. Yeah, the removing is even worse.
I just think like if you fracture it and then you get hit with like something and then it fractures and like punctures something because it's not where it needs to be already to start with.
I didn't see anything. So I went through the risk. Let me tell you the risk, because my first issue is the pain. I think the pain is pretty severe. I wouldn't want to put a patient through that. You do have to wear there's a very strict wearing a corset to basically remodel it and keep it from moving. So you have to wear a corset for weeks or even months. But the risks are, to me, too high. So 2 to 3% risk of a collapsed lung. So that's basically what you were talking about, puncturing, you know, at least the lining around the lung so that it collapses. Up to 9% of patients report severe chronic pain after this procedure, meaning it's not like just you have pain, it goes away. And then there is the remote risk of like really puncturing an organ like your liver or your spleen, which can be potentially life-threatening. So, I mean, to me, like the recovery is too much, the risks are too much. But let's move on to, do we even think that, does it look good? So I got 2 sets of pictures. Throw the first one up there, Brenna. All right. I'm gonna get you guys' opinion. Girls, do you think the right picture looks better than the left?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't either. To me, it looks abnormal, like
it does.
Like an alien type body. I mean, I just don't like the look of it personally. Like personally, I look at it and I'm like, it looks unnatural.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
It just looks like it's outlining her, like the bones.
Yeah, throw up the next one there, Brenda. The next one is a girl that's like an influencer.
Is that after?
Yeah, that's that's not the same person.
Oh, but still, it doesn't.
Really doesn't look
I mean, I don't
like
know what she looked like before, but
yeah, I mean, I agree.
It doesn't look like the first one.
I don't think she looks bad. This girl looks bad in her clothes. I mean, if I look hard, I'm like, yeah, she does kind of have a small waist, but I don't look at it and be like, oh, that looks necessarily good or bad. It's just like, it just is what it is. But if it looks like the other picture out of clothes and you saw her in a bikini, I'd be like, whoa, what's wrong with her body structure?
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So yeah, I don't really know. Personally, to me, like all of that is not worth the look. And who am I to say what somebody wants, right?
Right. It's everybody's, you know.
But I just look at it and like, man, I just don't see why people do this. Is this really trending? No, this is not trending. I mean, there are a few people doing this, surgeons, and there's probably a few people that are having the procedure done. This is not a trending thing. I'll look the next time, because we're about to get the 2025 plastic surgery report for what's been done, and I'll look for this, so remind me.
Okay.
What you mentioned about, we talked about it, because Ozempic is making people skinny, and then like this is the next step.
But I'm like, why would you want to go the next step? Just enjoy what you got.
I agree with you. To me, this is going too far.
No judgment.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not worth the risks of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to beat people up if they want to do this, but I would warn people not. If I knew somebody was going to do this, I'd be like, look, you need to think long and hard about this, because the recovery's brutal, there are risks, and I just don't know, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So